Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really ambitious new blueprint for London's economic future. This is a plan that's designed to tackle some of the city's biggest, thorniest challenges head-on.
And this really gets to the heart of it. It's from the London Growth Plan, and it perfectly sets the stage for what is, really, a story of challenge, massive ambition, and transformation. So, let's get into it.
London has always been a city of reinvention. Think about it. From a Roman trading post to the global powerhouse it is today, every generation has had to reimagine their city, and ours is absolutely no different.
The city's recent history is this incredible story of highs, right? A city just riding the huge waves of globalization and tech. But then came a massive turning point. A series of events that, honestly, changed everything. The city got slammed by what the plan calls a triple shock: Brexit, the COVID-19 pandemic, and then soaring inflation. These things didn't just create new problems. They exposed these really deep-seated issues that just being resilient wasn't going to fix. It became crystal clear that London's economic engine needed a serious tune-up.
So, what's the big diagnosis here? What's the core problem according to this plan? Well, it all boils down to one single critical issue, and it's one that affects everything from our paychecks to our public services.
And that issue is productivity. Basically, it's the engine of economic growth. When it's running smoothly, businesses can pay more, the government gets more tax revenue, and all of our living standards go up. The problem is, for almost 20 years now, London's engine has been sputtering, held back by things like skills gaps and just chronic underinvestment.
Okay, just look at the contrast on this chart. It's dramatic. Before the financial crisis, London's productivity was just skyrocketing, up by over 3% a year. But since then, it's completely flatlined. 0.12%. That's the average annual growth since 2008. We're talking about a near standstill. And look, this isn't just some abstract number on a spreadsheet. This has directly held back wages and investment for millions of people all across the city.
And this is where you really see the stakes. While London's engine has stalled, its global rivals, cities like Paris and New York, they've kept their foot on the gas. They've kept moving forward, which means the gap is getting wider and wider, putting London's whole competitive edge at risk.
Okay, so faced with that pretty stark challenge, the plan lays out a solution. It's built around 4 really bold, interconnected ambitions. And this is key. It's not just about growth for the sake of growth. This is about a whole new kind of growth.
These 4 goals are really the heart of the plan. They're designed to create growth that isn't just fast, but is also fair and sustainable. So the idea is to restart that economic engine, but to do it in a way that makes sure everyone is along for the ride, and that the journey itself is a green one. So let's break down what these goals actually mean.
First up, tackling that productivity problem head-on. The goal is to get that annual growth back up to 2%. Now, if they can pull that off, that single change could mean an extra £11,000 in pre-tax income for every person by 2035. That is a total game changer for millions.
Second, it's about making sure that growth is inclusive. This is not about trickle-down economics, waiting for wealth to filter down. No, this is about directly boosting the weekly income of the lowest-earning households by an average of £50 after housing costs. That's real, tangible help, right where it is needed the most.
Third, green growth. This is all about facing the climate emergency head-on, investing in everything from retrofitting homes to pioneering brand-new green tech. It's about turning what is an existential challenge into a massive economic opportunity.
And finally, cementing London's status as a global capital. The ambition here is to grow the city's services exports by at least 6% a year, and that would create a ripple effect driving growth not just in London, but right across the entire UK.
So, the big question, right? How are they actually going to achieve these incredibly ambitious goals? Well, the strategy focuses on 3 key areas of action.
First off, it's about people. The plan calls for what it's calling an inclusive talent strategy. In plain English, that means creating this pipeline of skilled workers for the industries of the future, think green tech, while also making sure to support Londoners who've been marginalized into good, well-paying jobs, and all while keeping the city a magnet for the best talent from around the world. Second, it's about backing entrepreneurs. We're talking about a coordinated support system for businesses of all shapes and sizes, from the local shop on the high street to the next big tech startup. The idea is to help them get financing, win contracts, and ultimately export to the rest of the world.
And third, it's about building the actual foundations for growth. And this is the big stuff, right? We're talking about tackling massive structural issues head-on, rapidly building more homes, with a real priority on making them affordable, finally stabilizing funding to upgrade public transport, and making sure everyone has great digital connectivity across the entire city.
Okay, so that's the plan. But what does success actually look and feel like for you, for me, for people on the ground? This is where these high-level policies connect directly to our daily lives. This is where it gets personal.
Success means your income actually goes further. It means, hopefully, an end to this constant cost of living squeeze and the beginning of a genuinely better lifestyle for you and your family.
It means building so many more homes, especially affordable ones, so that Londoners can actually afford to live in the city they work in and the city they love. It's about tackling the housing crisis right at its root.
And it's also about revitalizing our local areas. Success looks like fewer empty shops on the high street and more vibrant community hubs. It means our town centers becoming safer and, frankly, more enjoyable places for all of us to be.
So, this blueprint is London's big bet on its own future, a future that is aiming to be more prosperous, more fair, and a whole lot greener. It's a vision for the next chapter in the city's long story of reinvention. And it leaves us with this final thought to chew on. In a world of fierce global competition, is this just a plan for growth, or is it a plan for survival?